Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Baget, the home of family creativity. My name is Cedrica Baggett, and our mission at Baget is to bridge the gap between generations through cooking with creativity and originality. Now, let's go on for today for the motivational moment, my favorite time. All right, today's quote is I will pull it up on the screen for you guys. Today's motivational moment quote is beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. Ladies, let me tell you, when there was a time in my life I thought I should be this other person to impress other people, you're not happy doing that. I was unhappy with myself. You cannot continue your life doing that, trying to just make other people happy. Once you portray and reveal your authentic self, the right people will come your way. You will have people in your circle that value your friendship, and you will feel much happier and much better about yourself. Girl, let me tell you, if you have people that still do not in your circle that do not value you or do not appreciate you, let me tell you what you do. This technique I do, and y'all gonna laugh, but it's like real serious, and I'm very serious about this. You take your phone, you go to that contact that don't belong to your phone. You scroll down to the bottom of that contact and you press block. Not only block, but you delete as well. Delete it out your phone, delete them off your social media, wherever you have them at, delete. Block and delete. Because not only is that like that's a mental release, because you don't want to keep seeing them pop up on your social media on, random text messages or something like that. Because if they're not there to support you the way you support them, or, like you have their back, they don't have your back in the same way, then sis, you need to let it go and block and delete. And this is a routine I've picked up mainly this year. And so you got to do what you got to do to have your peace of mind, your freedom, to be around people that value you and are like-minded like you as well. So I'm going to remind you, girl, to remember that beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. Now, let me move forward to my fun food fact of the day, another favorite of mine. I'm also going to pull this up for you guys, of course. So, fun food fact of the day is peppers are actually fruits because they are produced from a flowering plant and contain seeds. I'm a chef and I didn't know that for a long time. Because, of course, everybody assumes that it's a vegetable. It's a vegetable. But it makes sense because they do have seeds. It comes from a flower. So it's a fruit. And so when you have your pepper meal or whatnot, just make sure you know the proper way to say, hey, I got some fruit with this, and that. And most people are going to say, there's no fruit. Yes, because the pepper is fruit, girl. The pepper is the fruit. And also it explains how like certain color peppers are sweeter than others. Like my favorite color peppers are the yellow and the orange ones because they're sweet. Because I like my food to have a little sweet tang to it. So I want to remind you guys, when you cook or when you eat something, a fresh pepper, that it is a fruit. It is healthy, of course, and you can fit it into your daily snacks and put a little spin on it, which goes into my next section of today, which is my recipe for the day, which is, let me tell y'all, it is so bomb. I call it my chicken, fruit, and veggie snack. I'm going to show it to you now. It is peppers, chicken salad, got some carrots up in there, some avocado, some cucumber, and 2 eggs. It's very easy to make. Very, very easy to make. Something quick you could do in 10, 15 minutes. Especially, us women are busy. We are very, very busy moms. Very busy all the time, most of the time. And so I want y'all to know that for you guys to get this recipe, all you got to do is go over to my blog, which is bajetaprons.com/blog/news, and get this simple recipe and more to add to your daily meals for the week, the month, the year, whatever you want to do. Just make sure you try this recipe. Trust me, it has some flavor because I season my food. I season my food. And so it is so good. It's very simple, very easy. It's a nice afternoon snack, and it's also very healthy. And so get y'all butts over to the blog, vageaprons.com/blog/news, so y'all can get the recipes, girl. And so also, let me put up and put that at the bottom for y'all. So moving on, my next thing for this episode is I have a wonderful guest. Her name is Larissa Long, and I'm so happily and humbly grateful for her to be here today. So I want to introduce you guys to Larissa Long. Let me let her in right now. Hi.
How are you today?
Good. How you doing? So tell everybody about yourself and your story and your background.
Yeah, so I am from Washington State. I lived here most of my life, except for the 2 years that I lived in Florida, unlike you, where you've been everywhere. But I am a marketing professional. I had my own business for 7 years, but I also have 3 kids. And I did that so I could be home with them and still work and be as home with my kids as much as possible. And then they all grew up and are able to do a lot more on their own. They don't need me, and I was ready to go back to work. So I am now a marketing director for an arena, which is very interesting right now since we can't have any events. So it's been a fun adventure.
So what's your story? What have you had to overcome in your life to get to where you are today?
Yeah, so a lot actually. I was very lucky. I grew up in, a great home. I had great parents, normal life. We weren't rich, we were poor as I was younger, but as we got older, my parents, had more success in their careers. And then I graduated and got married at 19. Not always the smartest thing to do. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. And so when I got divorced, my ex-husband moved away and left me with the kids. And we were homeless briefly, had to overcome a lot. I had a really great job with great benefits. My son needed special services. He's autistic. And so I didn't want to give up those benefits. So finding another job was really difficult for me right at that moment. And I started working cocktail waitressing at night and then ran a youth program during the day. It was a total weird. It was like I had 2 different lives going on. I was very lucky. My brother was there and helpful and helped me with the kids as much as he could. I was also lucky that because I worked at a youth center, I could bring my kids to work with me during the day. So I only had to try to find childcare at night, which was extremely difficult to do. And I made $500 too much to qualify for any type of government assistance. So it was very much a struggle, and went through a lot, and then basically was like, I'll get through this. And without any services, without any help, financially from anyone, I went back to school. And then I just pushed through and worked the 2 jobs and, eventually made it out, and then ended up becoming a business owner. And I met my new husband, who we've actually been together now for 15 years. So, but, and now my kids are in college and doing great, and luckily don't remember that time in our lives. They were pretty young during that time. So I'm grateful for that.
So you had to overcome. So how did you overcome all those things, all your struggles mentally?
That's a great question. It was hard. I can't lie. There's a lot of sitting in my car and crying. There was, a lot of hard decisions to make. Do I get gas or do I get food? Do I use the $5 I have left to get to work tomorrow, or do I buy, food to last us for a week, because $5 might be all we had. And I don't think I could have done it without the support of my friends, and my brother. I just know during that time, without them, and honestly, two friends in particular, Tessa and Jennifer, they helped me through it. Like, that time in my life was extremely difficult, and without their support, I don't know what I would have done. I would have been a wreck. But now I look back at that time and look at it as more of just an obstacle I had to overcome, and I did.
That's awesome. So what motivates you to keep going?
My kids. I mean, definitely, especially during that time, they were so young. I knew every decision I made was for them, every single one. Driving my son to therapy 5 days a week. When I didn't have my gas money, I still found a way. I'd find a way to make sure he got the therapy he needed. And it's paid off. Now he's, with him being on the spectrum, they told me he never plays sports. It would be too difficult for him. And now he's in college on an athletic scholarship. So, that therapy made all the difference. And so I know the decisions I made were the right ones, as difficult as they were. But I think ultimately it's having that goal in mind. Even today, if there's something that I want to accomplish, it's, what is the end goal? What do I want to, gain from this? And then I just am motivated enough to keep going at it for the most part.
That's amazing. So since you of course you had the support from a lot of people, so who are the 3 people that have been the most influential to you?
I would say my brother, for sure. He was with me through a lot. I had a boss at a job before all of this happened, and I was horrible at the job. Like, absolutely, I was an administrative assistant, and I am super unorganized. So to have these assistants, I was horrible. But she never gave up on me, and she would mentor me, and she was just someone that I looked up to. So when I left that job and moved on, I just remembered how she was and how she treated me and how she mentored me. So her. And then the third, funny enough, is now one of the kids from the youth center that was a kid at the time. She's now an adult, and she has 3 kids of her own. But talk about overcoming stuff in her life. She was a foster kid. She lost her foster mom. She just had thing after thing after thing. And now she's a mom raising her son. And she just, I look at her and I'm so inspired by the woman she's become. And I just saw her last weekend, and I can't tell you how proud I am. And just looking at the woman she's become, it gives me hope. And she's a huge inspiration to me.
And you were a part of that.
Yeah, I hope so. I definitely hope so.
You were a part of that. So also, going back to your career, what does that all entail?
What it usually entails. So we would have a concert, like, for example, everything from we're supposed to have Cher in May, or Camila Cabello was supposed to be in July. We had the Harlem Globetrotters in December. That one was actually really fun to promote. Wow. So my job is to basically sell the tickets. It's to do all of the marketing for all the shows that come through. The best event we had was, we had the Fed Cup, which is the World Tennis, the World Cup of Tennis, which so Serena Williams was there, which was amazing. And I got to help with press conferences and be part of, lining press up to be there and send out press releases and get the tickets sold. And it was an amazing experience. And then to be able to watch her practice, like, alone in the arena was like a dream come true. Like, how do you get to do something like that? It was amazing.
That's amazing. Because I was looking at your website. I'm like, man, she got a lot going on. I'm gonna let her tell. She got a lot going on. Let me have her tell that part.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget anything. And so also, so my favorite question, you're a mom. So since, we in COVID-19, everything virtual, everything at home for the most part, what has been your go-to meal since COVID-19?
Tacos.
Tacos, yes. Taco Tuesday.
My son cannot he will eat tacos every single night. Every night.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't make them every night, but he will eat them. But I've also been very lucky. My husband got a smoker at the beginning of all of this, so he has been smoking
Oh
every
wow.
kind of meat you can think of, which has been a
That's
dream
good
come true
cooking.
for me.
That's good cooking right there.
Yeah.
And he's probably picky, just as picky as my son is. Because my son, I call him a food critic. He will examine everything I cook, even though I know I'm a very good cook. But he is so picky. Like I'd be like, I'm gonna try this. It could be steak or something,
Oh,
and he'll look at it. He's like, "What's that? That's weird." Like a piece of fat. Like if it's fat on it, I'm like, "Just try." He said, "No, that looks weird. I can't eat that." Or he'll try something and he really digests every bit of flavor that he takes in. He'll take a moment and be like, "No, that's weird. I don't like it." I'm like, how do you not like my food? So literally, when I'm cooking, I have to do separate meals sometimes because it's Nigel. It's either chicken nuggets, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, tacos is his thing, but not my gourmet meal. He'll eat chicken. He'll eat, chicken. I did
yeah.
get him
Yep.
some chicken thighs last night, so that was good. And sometimes, and he doesn't like vegetables, so sometimes I have to sneak in vegetables. And like, if I make a smoothie, I'll put vegetables in it. So he doesn't know.
Yeah. That's what you have to do.
So you got to get creative with these kids.
Yeah.
And so, oh
Absolutely.
my God. But it was so awesome having you here. And I
Yeah,
was
thank you for having me.
so excited to have you here. And it's an honor to have you here as well. And I hope you have a phenomenal rest of your evening, rest of your night. And of course, Thanksgiving is coming up. Oh, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Are you cooking?
Well, we're pretty locked down here,
Yeah.
but my mother-in-law is going to come, so we do have her coming. So she is bringing the turkey.
Okay.
So yeah, she's bringing the turkey. So I'm just making a few side dishes, and she's bringing the turkey this year, which we made it last year. So this year she's bringing the turkey. So
That's amazing. Yeah,
yeah,
usually my mom does the turkey as well. And I do mostly everything else. I like Thanksgiving is like my favorite holiday. So
mine
me
too.
cooking everything is not a problem.
Yeah, I love Thanksgiving.
Yes. So of course, again, I want to also say, of course, I want to say again that it was amazing having you here. And of course, I'm gonna pull up your Instagram. That's correct, right?
That is correct.
Yes. So for everybody that's watching, if you need to get in touch with Larissa, please contact her at Larissa Cup on Instagram. I love that tag. At Larissa Cup on Instagram if you need to contact her for any business thing, national media stuff going on.
Yep.
You contact her at Larissa, not .com. Well, I want to say .com, but at Larissa Cup on
I should get
Instagram.
it.
Yes, you should. That's me speaking into existence. So, so of course, for you guys watching on Facebook, make sure you go to the other side on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell notification to make sure you get notifications about future upcoming shows or when I go live. Make sure you tune in, make sure you're subscribed. And for those of you that are watching from YouTube, make sure you did subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the bell to get those future notifications. I want to say that I am so glad that you guys all watched tonight, and I hope you guys got some positive feedback from this show tonight. And I want to say, make sure you tune in next Wednesday, same time, virtually 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I will see you guys then. Now, let me exit right. Bye.